Hello, my name is Richard Fennessy, and I'm a grape and wine research scientist with the Department of Primary Industries and Regional Development. I'm joined with Craig Elliott from Wine Australia. Craig is the coordinator of the National Xylella Preparedness Program and an expert in biosecurity with over 13 years working in that space in both the private and public sector. Craig will be joining us here in WA very shortly, and will be conducting a number of biosecurity half-day workshops across the wine regions. Craig will be in Margaret River on the 17th and 18th of August, in the Great Southern on the 19th of August, and the Swan Valley on the 20th. Craig, can you just give us some insight into what participants of these workshops can expect to gain?
Yeah, sure, Richard, and really looking forward to coming across to do this. So biosecurity is all about managing the risk of a pest or disease affecting your property or your business. So whether it's a new disease like Xylella or Pierce's disease, or something like the red imported fire ant, or even just a weed that's spreading through your area, these sort of things can impact on your production and increase your costs, and potentially even see you lose access to your customers or supply chain. So what we're going to be looking at is the process of biosecurity planning. And it's a fairly simple process. It just takes time to sit down and work through how pests and diseases could enter your property, and look at what sort of measures that will be practical and effective in reducing those risks. So it's one of those things where there's a lot of biosecurity resources out there. So you could sit down and do this yourself. But what we find, though, is that people quite often don't have the time to actually work through the process, find the information they need, and turn it into a useful plan that they can implement. So what we're going to do in these workshops is look at the different pathways that pests and diseases could come onto your property or into your supply chain, and then work through the options that you could actually use so that by the end of the workshop, you're going to come away with a plan that's substantially complete, and you're ready to be a lot better prepared to protect yourself from a biosecurity incident. But it doesn't stop there. What we're going to do after that is also look to set up a point of contact or another date where I'll be in contact just to help work through anything that's still outstanding, check in with where you're at, and help you finish off that plan and get it into place. So this isn't going to be a sit and watch type exercise. The workshop is going to be very practical, and we want to help you get a plan drafted during that session that you can get into place so that your property is a lot better protected from the multitude of pests and diseases that are out there.
And Craig, you are asking participants to bring an aerial image or a map of their properties?
Yes, certainly, and this is going to be sort of the basis of how we're going to work out the plan. So the plan themselves aren't these big documents that sits on a bookshelf and gets forgotten about. We base it around a plan or a map of your property, and we find that one of the best ways of doing it is if people can come with an aerial photo or a bit of a plan just showing the layout of their property. It helps us work through the process of how they're going to zone their property and look at the different sort of threats and activities that they need to be doing on it. So if people can bring a plan or an aerial photo, makes that process a lot easier.
And I'd like to also include that those participants of these workshops will receive free signage, both farm gate signage and consumer facing signage. So really well worth the effort in attending these. You come away some really tangible outputs from attendance. So we really look forward to welcoming you over here in WA in August, Craig. And I would like to acknowledge the support from Wine Australia and Wines of WA in enabling you to come over and present on the topic of biosecurity. Those that are interested in attending these workshops, there'll be an email address at the bottom of the screen that you can RSVP to, and I look forward to welcoming you to the workshops in August. Thanks, Craig.
Yeah. Thanks, Richard.
Cheers.
Look forward to it.